I love walking, and I know many people love walking too, but sometimes it can be a little bit confusing because we can hear these different messages that we hear from the influencers, from scientific world, about how many steps we should actually walk. Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Is it 20? Is it more? Is it less? It's so overwhelming, and since I'm also trying to increase my steps counts daily, I would like to clarify actually how many steps should we walk. I love walking. I have been always walking a lot, and I think it's a great option for anybody. It's easy, it's simple, it doesn't need any special equipment or any kind of investment except your time and desire. People of any age can do it, of any level of physical activity. It's really that simple. Why we should even care about the amount of steps we do daily? First of all the steps that we track, it's like combination of intentional and non-intentional steps. Intentional steps, it's something that you do intentionally. It's when you walk, when you run, when you do any kind of intentional physical activity. And we have non-intentional steps. It's like something we do during our normal day. When we walk, when we do our home chores, when we just stand up and do something. So we have a good vision of our general level of physical activity because we have combination of these two parts. So we can see when sometimes at some certain period of our life it can be higher, and sometimes it can be lower, and there could be reasons for that as well. But anyway, it's a very good sign to see and to track our general level of physical activity. That's why we have some general guidelines, and there are 4 categories of people who walk certain amount of steps. And those categories show us the level of activity these people have. So we have the first level, which is low, and that's for those people who make less than 5,000 steps a day. Next one, it's moderate, and it's between 5 and 10,000 steps. Next one is high, which is between 10 and 15,000 steps. And there is a very high level, which is like 15,000 steps and more. So if we look at these guidelines, we need to understand what is a good level for us. Should we walk moderate? Should we hit for high or maybe very high? And what are the reasons for us to opt for some of these variations? So first of all, if we look at weight loss. So I'm myself now on my weight loss journey, and that's also important for me. So there are a lot of interesting research into this matter, and as you probably know, in order to lose weight, you should be in calorie deficit. And obviously, first of all, we need to care about food. But physical activity also can contribute to that quite a lot. Unfortunately, walking is not very intensive cardio. It's not very intensive type of exercise. So we should not expect that just because we hit like 10,000 steps even, we're just going to burn lots of calories and we can have that pizza or that cake. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. But walking has some other great benefits that can contribute to weight loss journey, to weight loss progress. And first of all, this is the appetite suppression. So when we do some certain type of physical activity, our appetite can be higher or lower. And usually when we talk about something more intensive like running or intensive cycling or something like that, swimming, our appetite can jump a little bit because we have burned a lot of calories and our body is trying to compensate it somehow. Probably you also notice it as well. But if we do something low impact like walking, It's not only not increase our appetite, it's actually even decrease it, which make the appetite control, the satiety signals more beneficial for those who is on a weight loss journey. So that's a big plus for those people who walk. And research shows that in order to hit this perfect golden middle, we need to walk around 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day, which is considered like moderate and high level of physical activity in terms of walking. Another point to mention here is sleeping. Also, research shows that those people who walk, especially walk outdoor, have much more better sleep. And sleep is directly connected to the quality of our life and also to the way our hormones behave, which definitely influence our weight loss journey, our weight loss processes, and so on. So if you sleep well, the weight loss process is not so challenging as it could be if you are sleep deprived. And walking can contribute a lot to this matter. And one more important point, it's a control over your general physical activity. So when we're losing weight, especially when we lost quite a big amount of weight, like 5-10 kilograms, our body tries to save the energy because our body thinks something is wrong. We are like starving. And sometimes we don't notice, but our body subconsciously, unconsciously is making something to decrease our energy expenditure, which means, for example, normally you walk a lot. Normally you stand up and sit up quite often during the day. Maybe you just go to another room to take your coffee or something, or whatever you do. But after you lost a significant amount of weight, your body is trying to minimize those extra activities without you noticing. So you are not fidgeting as much as you used to. You are not standing up as much as you used to without even realizing it, just because our body is trying to save the energy. And you can see that you are eating in calorie deficit, but your weight loss is slower than it used to. And one of the reasons could be just because your general level of activity decreased without you noticing it. But if you're conscious about it, if you actually track, okay, today I walk 13,000 steps, tomorrow I will walk 13,000 steps. So if you know exactly how much steps you do, you are not going to decrease it unconsciously. That's a great way to stay consistent and not have those struggles on your weight loss journey. One more important benefit of walking is the benefits for our cardiovascular health, our VO2 max. Probably you also heard this term, it's pretty popular now. The idea is that when we do some certain activity, especially some kind of cardio, the health of our heart is getting better. And this level, VO2 max, you can measure with the help of special gadgets, but actually even now, like a smartwatch can measure it, at least to some extent. So according to research, again, people who walk around 9,000-10,000 steps have much more better level of VO2 max than those who walk less. But here, one more important point, it's not just the amount of steps that matters, it's also intensity. It means that in order to help your heart, you should try to walk faster and more intensive, at least for certain amount of those daily steps. So, according to research, we are talking around 5,000 steps. It means, yeah, you're going to cover your general step count, let's say 10,000, but 5,000 out of those 10,000 should be more intensive. It means you should walk faster, it should be a little bit harder for you to breathe. Maybe you can go uphill or use some stairs. Anyway, you should do it a little bit more intensive. And you should aim it for that type of activity at least for 5,000 steps of your total daily step count. One more important point to keep in mind, that's the total amount of steps that matters, not only those which are intentional. So if you set a goal for yourself, and probably we should aim between moderate and high level of activity, so somewhere between 8 to 15,000 steps, that's the total amount of steps that matter. So it's not only those steps that you walk outside and walk, or you step on your treadmill and walk. No, it should be the general amount. Also, when you just walk up and go to bathroom, when you go to kitchen to make your coffee, when you have your chores, when you spend time to reach your office, all those steps matter. And definitely walking outdoor has more benefits. That's the sunlight, that's the fresh air, that's the environment, and some mental health benefits connected with that. But if it was a hard day, if it's raining outside, if it's so freaking cold, that's okay to walk those steps also at home. That's okay to use treadmill or walking pad, or just walk in circles inside your room. That's also okay. What really matters is to be consistent every day. Not every day we can go outside. Not every day we can use treadmill or something, but we still can hit those target steps every day. If you just walk from room to room, if you just put on your favorite show and you just walk from like one side of your room to another side for half an hour, it will make a huge difference. This consistency, it should be not perfect. It should be not this ideal version of yourself walking somewhere in the forest or next to the seaside or on the treadmill. What important is the final result. And if you are able to hit those 10, 13, 15,000 steps every day, that's what matters. So if you have some more ideas how to increase your steps counts, I'm working on that right now, because in the next couple of months I do want to increase my step count, and I'm aiming at 20,000 steps. I'm not sure how successful it's going to be, but at least this is something in my mind. Please share your strategies if you have any. Please share your life hacks, how you can increase your daily steps. And I'm going to make one more video on this topic with my personal experience, which I'm going to have for the next couple of months. And I will take into account also your ideas. So thank you. If you like this video, please like it and please subscribe to my channel. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. See you soon.